Let's go.
Okay, this is Charlie Veitch from the Love Police. We're now in Newcastle, obviously, and we've been staying at Mark Cocking's house in Blythe. And can you please introduce yourself, Mark, and just let us know what organisation you belong to here in the Northeast?
Yeah, Mark Cocking. We've established a group called Northeast Truth up here in the last 3 months, and the membership is growing. It's about getting some action on the streets instead of talking and debating and researching, which so many people are doing, but what they're not doing is getting out there. So this was a great opportunity, and on behalf of Northeast Truth, thanks guys for coming up. It's been a wonderful weekend, it really has.
It has been great fun.
Yeah.
So Mark, in particular, because we find many people in the truth movement, we all have our own particular speciality. What is your one, and what are you wanting to campaign for or be active about?
Well, I've always considered myself a bit of a generalist. I have an overview into most aspects, but the key one for me has always been the Bank of England, the issuance of the currency, because it goes right to the root of those that are controlling the system. It doesn't matter how you think they're doing it or the various methods by which they do it, it all comes down to the issuance of the currency. And that is illegal, immoral, and can't be defended. So we want to take this to the government, question them in public as to how they can possibly allow an organisation, a private group of individuals, to issue our nation's currency as a debt, which causes all the poverty and so much more. So we intend to go back and take our country back at some point.
Yeah. What does it say about human beings that money is issued as a debt?
What amazes me about that is that even if you take someone on the street, if we were to get these people who are going to walk past shortly and say, do you realise your money is issued as a debt?
Yeah.
They say, well, yeah, it's become part of our consciousness,
ingrained.
Not to question it.
Yeah.
And yet it doesn't have to be, and we can remove the national debt, we can remove poverty. It sounds idealistic, but this always has been, even from the times of Jesus and long before that, it always has been the issue. Keeps coming back, but people don't grasp it intellectually because it's so simple.
Okay, and just for the viewers who might not be so familiar with this concept, once we stop issuing money as debt, how would you see money being issued going forward?
Well, it would still be, initially, we would issue it in exactly the same way.
Yeah.
It would come from a central bank. Only that central bank would be our central bank. We would have issued the currency. We, the nation, not the people. And the benefits roll on from there. The key benefit is those who control everything in whatever way no longer can manipulate the economy.
Yeah.
And we can take this message to the world, and other nations will follow too.
So it's almost a message of human sovereignty over the private individuals who've been running things for a long time.
I think you summed that up perfectly. It's about human sovereignty. We've
Thank
all
you.
got complaints about the governments, but we can take them out of the equation.
Thank you, Mark.
Terms.
Much appreciate your time, and we'll see you soon.
Yours, mate. Thank
Cheers.
you very much.
Okay, so we've been in Newcastle now for about 36 hours, and yeah, we did investigate the crimes of shopping and not loving, and what we found is that the police up here are very, very friendly compared to the Metropolitan Police. Must be something nice in the water, keeping them docile, perhaps. And we've met up with Mark Cocking, and we've gone into adventures into central Newcastle. We found that the private security here are 10 times more violent than the police here, which makes you think, is it a matter of training, or is it the fact that people who want private security jobs just like violence? We've also found that in the centre of Newcastle, just like the centre of London, most areas are now designated private property, but it is not really private property, it's corporate property, and you can be there anytime you like. We've decided to do our outro, our finishing here in front of the Baltic Flour Mill, which says a very, very important message to the people of Great Britain, that you outnumber the ruling classes about 10 million to 1. Well, not quite that, but I'm exaggerating, but there's a lot of us compared to them. So there will be a victory for the common people, for the normal people in this country. It's just a matter of everyone getting off their bums and actually doing something. So Harvey and I, we hope that by coming up to Newcastle, we've entertained some police officers, we've made some private securities think about themselves, but more importantly, we've just met more people who we now consider friends, who are on the same wavelength, who will take the revolution forward. So over and out, and see you in Amsterdam.